There's a pot in your front yard, bright red blooms, carefully chosen, lovingly watered. It was meant to bring joy, a pop of color against the beige of the porch. Maybe you saw it in a neighbor's yard, or a magazine, or just picked it out because it reminded you of something bold and full of life. But no matter how much care you give, the blossoms never seem to open fully. They stop just short, like they're holding their breath. You might think it's the soil, the sun, or maybe the wrong season. But what if it's none of that? What if where you placed it, the exact spot near your door, is what's keeping it from blooming? In many homes, especially across the quieter neighborhoods of America, the front door is more than a way in. It's a moment. The first impression, the welcome mat, the energy checkpoint. And yet, we often overlook how the smallest details, like a pot of red flowers placed a little too close, can change the entire feel of that entryway. Red is powerful. It stands for passion, celebration, even luck. But it's also intense. And when it crowds your doorstep, it doesn't always invite good energy in, it can push it away. Think about how you feel when you walk up to your door. Is it warm, or does something feel slightly off? Do you notice a subtle tension in the air, a restlessness, a feeling you can't quite name? Sometimes, what seems beautiful is just misplaced. And sometimes, a flower that doesn't bloom is simply asking to breathe. This video isn't about blaming your decor. It's about noticing what's already speaking to you quietly, through petals that don't open and colors that seem a little too loud right where they are. Because maybe, just maybe, your home is trying to tell you something. Part 1. The front door breathes energy in and out. Your front door says more than you think. To a stranger, it's just a door, a place to knock, a place to leave packages. But to you, it's something more. It's the way you greet the morning light, the place your grandchildren come running to. It's where you wave goodbye and where you wait when someone's late coming home. It's your home's first breath in and its last exhale at night. We don't often think of energy in physical terms, but have you ever walked into someone's home and felt an immediate sense of comfort or unease? That invisible feeling isn't random. It's shaped by details, the lighting, the sounds, the smells, but especially by what greets you at the door. And just like a body breathes through its lungs, your house breathes through its entrance. Every time that door opens, energy shifts. It either flows smoothly into the home or gets stuck, hesitant, scattered, sometimes even repelled. And what determines that flow isn't just the direction your door faces or what the compass says. It's what you place around it, how you decorate, how you allow movement, how you let energy be welcomed or not. Now think about this. What's the very first thing someone sees when they approach your home? Is it something open, clean, and gently inviting? Or is it crowded pots pressed up against the threshold, decor placed without space to breathe, a bold color shouting before a person even knocks? In many homes I've visited, especially in quiet suburbs where lawns are tidy and porches decorated with care, I often see one mistake repeated. Beautiful things placed too close to the door. An oversized wreath that blocks light, a welcome sign leaning heavily on one side, or a pot of bright red flowers so close to the entrance that it almost feels like a barrier instead of an offering. Red is a color people love, especially in flower pots. It's joyful, it's festive, it pops against neutral siding and draws the eye. But in energetic terms, red is fire. It stirs, it activates, it demands attention. And when you place that kind of intensity right at your front door, you may not realize what it's doing. It may look beautiful, but over time, it can create a sense of agitation, restlessness, or heaviness. The kind you can't quite name, but you feel it when you come home and take that first deep breath, and it doesn't go all the way in. I remember one woman in Tennessee who placed 2 red geraniums directly beside her front steps. They were full and vibrant in spring, but by summer, she told me the house felt tight. She started sleeping poorly. Her grown children visited less often. "It's like something's off," she said. We walked outside together, and all she did was move the pots back 3 feet, placing them at the edges of the walkway instead. A week later, she called and said, "The air feels lighter." And my son just texted me out of the blue. "Maybe it's nothing, but maybe it's not. These stories don't need to sound magical. They don't require belief in superstition. They only ask you to notice. Notice how the energy of your home responds when you change something, even something small. So why does this matter? Because as we get older, we begin to tune into subtle things. We value peace over perfection. We crave ease, not clutter. And we realize that how we enter our home each day often sets the tone for how we live inside it. Your front door isn't just a door. It's the transition between the outer world and your inner sanctuary. It should feel like an open palm, not a clenched fist. Like an invitation, not a command. And if something placed near that door, no matter how pretty, is disrupting that quiet welcome, then maybe it's time to shift it. Not get rid of it. Just move it. Let it breathe. Let you breathe. You've likely been in homes that feel off the moment you cross the threshold. Or maybe your own home has felt that way recently, just a little tense, just a little off balance. Before you rearrange furniture or repaint rooms, start with the door. Look at what it's trying to say. Look at what it might be resisting. Because the truth is, your house is always speaking to you. Through the way it holds light. Through the corners that gather stillness. Through the doorway that greets your every return. And when we start listening, even just at the door, we might be surprised how much the house begins to open back to us. Not in decoration, but in feeling, in flow, in fortune. So take a step back from your front door literally. Look at it not just as a surface to paint or a space to fill, but as your home's lungs. Let it inhale freely. Let it exhale gently. Let it breathe life back into you, one quiet entrance at a time. Part 2. Red is powerful, but it can overwhelm. Red is a color that doesn't whisper, it announces. It doesn't wait for permission. It doesn't ease into a space, it takes it. Bold, unapologetic, and immediate, red has long been celebrated in cultures around the world for its connection to life force, celebration, luck. But red doesn't just decorate, it activates. And when placed carelessly, especially near the most sensitive points of your home like the front door, it can stir more than joy. It can overwhelm. Most people don't realize that red is a stimulant not just to the eyes, but to the nervous system. It speeds up heart rates. It increases alertness. It draws attention before your mind even realizes what it's looking at. That's why red is used for stop signs, sales tags, and emergency buttons. It makes us respond. But while that kind of energy is useful in certain places, it's not always what you want greeting you when you come home after a long day. Especially when home is meant to be your exhale. Now think of your entryway. What's the tone you want to set the moment you step inside? Peace, warmth, a sense of being welcome, not just physically, but energetically. Then imagine standing in front of a red blaze. A pot of crimson mums, a bright geranium, a fiery tulip, placed too close to the front door. That red may look cheerful at first glance, but over time, it begins to burn quietly. It's not the joyful kind of fire. It's the kind that simmers, that sharpens the edges of a space. It may even shift your mood without you knowing. You find yourself feeling slightly agitated, more tired, maybe even reluctant to sit down when you get inside. And yet you never think it's the flower, because how could something so beautiful be causing something so subtle? This is the paradox of red. It's beautiful, yes, but it's demanding. And if your home is already carrying emotional weight, grief that hasn't left, tension between family members, or just the quiet loneliness that can creep in as the years pass, then red doesn't ease that weight. It amplifies it, and that amplification is not always kind. Especially for women in midlife or later, red at the wrong place can stir a kind of restlessness. A sense that something's always left undone, that you're always one step behind peace. It's like your house is wired for alertness, not calm, and that tone is being set from the outside in. One woman told me she thought her red flowers made the house feel alive. But when I asked how she felt after sitting near them for a while, she paused and said, tense. Like I'm hosting someone even when I'm alone. That's red energy, present, loud, slightly urgent. It doesn't let you rest unless it's balanced with something softer. That doesn't mean you should fear red. It means you should respect it. Because red, when placed with care, is extraordinary. A deep red accent in a far corner of the garden can anchor a space. A crimson pillow in a quiet room can warm it. But right at your threshold, where energy is meant to enter, settle, and disperse, red can rush in too fast, flooding the space before your body has a chance to receive it. And the truth is, your home responds to these subtle imbalances. When your front door is overwhelmed with red, the rest of the house adjusts. You may notice lights flickering more often, technology acting strangely, or plants not thriving inside. These aren't coincidences, they're signals. Just like our own bodies, homes carry tension and they express it in small, almost poetic ways. The flicker of a bulb, a door that doesn't quite close, a guest who doesn't stay long. So here's the invitation: step outside and look at your front door again. Not as a homeowner, not as a gardener, but as someone who listens for tone. What does your entryway say when no one's speaking? Is it a soft hello? Or is it shouting before you even step inside? Colors, especially red, shape the emotional temperature of a space. And if you've been feeling like your home no longer gives you rest, if the days feel faster, the nights heavier, and you can't quite explain why, start with the red. Don't throw it out. Just move it. Pull it back. Give it space to be seen without being in the way. Let it shine without demanding all the attention. Because even beauty, when too loud, stops being nourishing. And maybe, just maybe, that red flower isn't failing to bloom because of sunlight or soil. Maybe it's been trying to tell you something all along. Something about pace, about presence, about how much you're holding and how ready you are to let something go. Let your entry breathe. Let the fire cool. Let red become part of the song, not the entire chorus. Your home is ready. Are you listening? Part 3. The common mistake: beauty in the wrong spot. Beauty doesn't always belong where we place it. That's a truth we don't often hear, especially in a culture where we're encouraged to decorate, embellish, and make things look nice. We assume if something is lovely, then it must belong at the center. If a flower is vibrant, it should be near the door. If a wreath is full and festive, it should hang proudly in view. But the truth is, not every beautiful thing belongs in the spotlight. And sometimes, the most common design choices are the ones that slowly wear the energy of a home thin. This part of the story is where most people nod in recognition because they've done it, or they've seen it done 1,000 times. Picture a freshly swept front porch, a new welcome mat, and 2 perfectly symmetrical flower pots hugging the front door. Or maybe a birdbath centered right in the walkway, framed with cheerful blooms. It looks charming, it looks balanced, but something doesn't feel right. It's subtle and unease, a tension that hums under the surface of that visual perfection. Because beauty, when forced into the wrong place, becomes obstruction. And in Feng Shui, or simply in the lived rhythm of a home that matters more than we think, one of the most common mistakes is placing beauty where energy needs space. The front path, the threshold, the first few feet inside a home, these are places that need to be clear, breathable, and open to flow. When we crowd them with well-intentioned decoration, we choke the very energy we're trying to invite in. And unlike visual clutter, this kind of disruption doesn't shout. It whispers. In headaches, in short tempers, in visitors who come less and less. In a home that looks done but never feels done. It's not just about aesthetics. It's about function at the deepest, most invisible level. And yet, because the beauty looks intentional, we often defend it. We say, "It makes me happy." Or, "It looks like the homes in the magazines." But here's a gentle truth: just because it looks good doesn't mean it works. Your home isn't a showroom. It's a living space. And every object, especially the ones closest to the entry, needs to help energy move, not block it. I remember visiting a house in Oregon where the homeowner had lined her walkway with small garden statues, fairies, lanterns, tiny wind chimes. It was whimsical, sweet, carefully curated, but she confessed that lately she felt like her house had become heavy. Her kids didn't stay long. Packages were constantly misdelivered. Her sleep was broken, and she felt disconnected. We walked outside together. I said nothing. She looked down the path, then sighed and whispered, "There's no way to get in, is there?" That moment didn't come from advice. It came from awareness. The kind we all have, but rarely pause to trust. When we over-decorate entry points, especially with items that are symbolic, sentimental, or overly stimulating, we create emotional traffic jams. Not just for guests or delivery people, but for energy. That heaviness we feel inside the home often begins outside, in the choices we made with love, but not with listening. And moving one or two pieces, repositioning them, or giving them a new home further from the threshold can open a channel you didn't even realize was closed. So how do you know if beauty is in the wrong spot? It's not about style. It's about how the space feels in your body. Stand at your front walk. Close your eyes. Imagine being a guest and energy arriving at your home for the first time. Do you feel welcomed or blocked? Can you breathe easily? Or are you weaving around lovely things that now feel like little guards, not guides? Trust that instinct. It knows more than any design blog or neighbor's yard ever will. This is not a call to strip away the things you love. It's an invitation to let them support you, not stand in your way. That bench you painted last summer, maybe it belongs a few feet back, under the tree, where you'll actually sit with your coffee. That row of potted blooms, perhaps one or two could frame the walkway from afar, rather than flanking the steps like a stage. Beauty, when moved into the right spot, becomes gentle power. It harmonizes, it welcomes, it breathes. And here's the most powerful shift: when your front entry becomes less about display and more about flow, the energy in your home begins to soften. Things resolve, conversations warm, delays disappear, people linger longer. The change might be quiet, but it's unmistakable. Because in the end, the question isn't, does this look good here? It's, does this feel right to be the first thing I meet when I come home? So the next time you buy something beautiful for your porch, stop for a moment. Don't just think about how it looks. Think about where it rests, what it interrupts, or what it might finally allow to move again, because beauty, placed with awareness, becomes a kind of grace. But beauty in the wrong spot, that's not just a missed opportunity. It's a silent door gently closing. Part 4. How to place red flowers for true prosperity. Not everything needs to be removed. Not everything needs to be fixed. Sometimes, the most powerful shift comes not from what you change, but from where you place what you already love. Red flowers are not the enemy. They are not the mistake. In fact, when used with intention and space, they become one of the most beautiful symbols of vitality, wealth, and warmth you can bring into your home. But like any powerful force, they need balance. They need breathing room. They need to be positioned where their energy can bloom, not burn. Let's begin with a simple question. Where do your red flowers live right now? Are they hugging your front door, pressed tightly on each side of the threshold? Are they placed dead center on your front steps, announcing themselves before you've even put down your keys? If so, that might explain the unease, the tension, the fatigue that seems to linger even on quiet days. It might explain why things feel stuck, why conversations don't soften, why small frustrations keep returning. The flowers aren't wrong. They're just asking for space, for alignment, for repositioning. The first principle is distance. Red is bold. It doesn't need to be right up close to be noticed. In fact, red works best when it's set back, where its energy can expand before it touches your home. Think about placing your red flowers 3 to 5 feet away from your front door. Not hidden, not tucked away, but gently set back, like a warm welcome that gives you time to arrive. When red flowers are placed just off the main entry path, perhaps at the edges of your walkway, or flanking the corners of your garden, their fire becomes magnetic, not overwhelming. You'll still see them. Guests will still admire them. But they'll feel like an embrace, not a warning. Next, consider grounding. Red, as a fire element, benefits deeply from earthy balance. That means placing your red flowers on a base of white stones, slate, or soft ground cover like moss or grass. This subtle grounding helps the red feel anchored, not explosive. If your pot is sitting on bare concrete, it may be amplifying the intensity. But if you soften that base with something neutral, natural, or textured, you're inviting the flower to harmonize with the space, not dominate it. Another powerful adjustment is symmetry. If you have more than one pot of red flowers, avoid lining them up like soldiers. The home does not need to feel policed, it needs to feel nourished. Instead, consider asymmetry with flow. Place one pot slightly forward on one side of your walkway, and the other set slightly back on the opposite side. This staggered positioning mimics the movement of breath. It creates a sense of rhythm, not rigidity. Your home will feel less like it's on alert and more like it's exhaling. And then there's direction. Flowers, like people, respond to light. If you place red blooms facing inward toward your door, they can pull too much energy in, almost like they're reaching, grasping, pulling at the threshold. But when you angle them outward, facing the sunlight or the open path, you allow their energy to shine forward, to extend warmth out into the world. This outward orientation is subtle, but powerful. It changes the message from I need to I offer, from protect to welcome. Now, I want to take you somewhere softer, beyond the technical, into the emotional. Because placing red flowers isn't just about energy flow, it's about intention. What are you asking these flowers to hold, to represent, to invite into your life? If your red flowers were planted in a time of grief, or transition, or stress, they might be holding that old emotion tucked silently into their roots. Sometimes we keep things alive because they're beautiful, but forget they were planted in pain. Replanting or relocating those flowers isn't just a design choice, it's a symbolic release, a new invitation, a signal that you're ready to shift the story they're carrying. There's a woman I worked with in Arizona. She had 2 enormous pots of red begonias that had sat at her front steps for 6 years. She said they were grand, that they made the house feel important. But when we talked more, she admitted something else. Her husband had planted them the month after her sister passed. I think they were his way of protecting me, she said, of making the house feel strong. I asked how she felt when she came home. She paused. Guarded, she whispered. We moved the pots to the edge of her garden beds. We replaced them with soft whites and pale greens near the door. A month later, she told me, the house feels like mine again. This isn't magic. This is memory. This is design that listens. Your red flowers carry a story, and when you place them with intention, you rewrite the next chapter. You don't erase what came before, but you give it a softer place to rest. So the next time you stand outside your home, flowers in hand, ask yourself this: where will they thrive, not just in color, but in spirit? Where can they add joy without taking over the air? Where can they support without shouting? Let them be seen. Let them bloom. But place them with respect for their power and for your peace. Because when you do, your front yard becomes more than just a path to your door. It becomes a conversation between your home and the world. And in that quiet dialogue, prosperity doesn't need to be summoned. It arrives gently, already invited. Part 5. A woman, her red flower, and a week that changed. She didn't expect anything to change. That's often how it starts, with a gesture so small, so ordinary, it barely feels like a decision. Her name was Linda. Mid-70s. Soft voice, strong hands, lived alone in a quiet suburb in North Carolina. Her house was the kind of place neighbors waved to. Clean porch, wind chimes, ceramic owl by the mailbox. For years, she had kept the same red flower by the front door, a pot of scarlet begonias. She watered it faithfully, trimmed it every Sunday. It was beautiful, and she knew it. She called it her little fire. But she also knew something else. She hadn't slept well in months. The house felt too still, as she put it, like it was holding its breath. She wasn't sad exactly, just disconnected. Her son called less often. She forgot where she left things. The mail piled up unopened. None of it felt serious, but all of it felt heavy. One afternoon, while watching a video this very series, in fact, something caught her. It was the idea that energy doesn't always leave dramatically. Sometimes it just gets stuck, quietly, comfortably, right where we planted it. The red flower had been there since the month after her husband passed. He'd loved bright colors. He always said our house should smile, she told me. So she kept it year after year, out of love, out of memory, out of habit, until she realized maybe the flower was trying too hard. Maybe it wasn't helping the house smile anymore. Maybe it was holding that month, that silence, in its roots. She didn't throw it out. She simply moved it. 3 feet to the left. Set it down near the mailbox, where the afternoon sun hit softer, where the color still shone, but didn't press against the front door. In its place, she planted something new, lavender. For rest, she said, for softness. 3 days later, her son called. Not a text, not a voice note, a call. No reason, he said. Just wanted to hear her voice. She told him the flower had moved. He didn't understand. But she smiled when she hung up because she did. By the end of that week, Linda said, the porch felt like it was exhaling again. I didn't know a flower could hold space like that, she told me. Or that moving it could change the air. That's the quiet power of rearranging what seems small. That's what red flowers can carry, not just beauty, but memory, pressure, energy that needs permission to shift. We keep things in place for reasons we've long stopped naming, and we think change needs to be dramatic. But sometimes, all it takes is 3 feet, a gentle relocation, a small act of listening. Because when a house feels heavy, it's not always asking for more. Sometimes, it's waiting for something to be let go gently, with care, like a flower being walked to a softer place in the sun. And if your home has been holding its breath too, maybe it's time. Final. Maybe all this time, it wasn't about the flower. Not really. It was about noticing. About pausing long enough to feel what we usually walk past. A red bloom. A front step. A doorway that used to feel open but lately feels quieter. You've just walked with me through more than petals and pots. You've walked through the way your home holds memory. The way colors carry energy. The way beauty, when placed with care, becomes not just decoration but invitation. We talked about your front door not just as a structure, but as a threshold between everything you carry in and everything you hope will arrive. We touched the fire of red not to fear it, but to understand how it moves, how it stirs, how it sometimes needs softening. We questioned habits, why we put things where we do, and what it costs us when we don't ask if they still belong. And we listened to the story of a woman who made one small shift and found breath again. This is the heart of real Feng Shui. Not superstition, not rigidity, but awareness. A respect for how space affects spirit, and a belief that every home can heal us if we learn how to let it speak. So if your house has been feeling heavy or restless or oddly quiet, this might be where you begin. Not with big changes, just with a few gentle moves. A flower turned toward the light, a step cleared of weight, a threshold allowed to breathe. Thank you truly for being here, for listening, for feeling. And wherever you are tonight, may your home feel softer. May your rest feel deeper. And may the next thing that blooms in your life feel like peace.